Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and in today's video I'm going to be answer a question that I've gotten over on my Discord channel, and this was a question by Boogie, and the question was, how do you pick up secondary characters and why would you wanna pick up secondary characters? And I think it was a very interesting one because my beliefs is that it is very important to actually have a secondary, especially in this game. Now, there are multiple reasons as to why you would want to do that. If you are a competitive player, so if you're someone who is trying to enter tournaments, taking it seriously, CBT, all of that stuff, obviously every character has their bad matchups and you are likely to run into them unless you are playing like one or two like really privileged top tier characters. Almost everyone else have their bad matchups, and maybe even the most privileged one do have their bad matchups. So having a secondary is really good. It's just gonna raise your chances at succeeding when you are competing in these tournaments. And obviously myself included, like I believe Cody, he's really good in short sets, robbery and all that stuff, but as the sets goes on or in a longer formats, in tournaments, in specific matchups, I will be playing poison. So there are multiple reasons for that. But even if you're not a competitive player, I do believe that having secondaries is really important because it will make you learn a lot of stuff about the game that maybe you are not really aware of. If you are someone who just play command characters, right? Maybe you don't know what it feels like to play a charge character. What is the player controlling a charge character thinking about? Or if you're someone who just play rushdown, maybe you will get a new perspective on the game if you try to play zoner or a grappler, right? It will just make you a better player and it will 100% improve you in the matchup versus the characters that you're trying to learn. As you know, currently I am trying to practice Guile for the Guile guide, and I honestly learned so much about the character, how he functions and how it feels to pilot Guile. Even though I had an idea, like a basic idea on how to play him, playing him for extended periods against players who are really good have really opened my eyes to so many things about him that I haven't really considered before. So there is a lot that goes into why you would want to do that, and obviously I do believe it's fun, right? Because if you're playing the same character all the time, doing everything over and over, it can get a little bit boring, especially if you're fighting against the same players. So a different character is like a fresh new experience, right? But how do you go about it? How do you learn a new character, especially a secondary? A secondary is typically a one that you're not gonna invest into that much. You're not switching mains. So this is really important to highlight. Now, the first thing you should do is check out MC Mura's FGC channel, see if I have a character guide for that specific one. I will be leaving a link to the character guides playlist in the card above. I have done like 23 characters or so, I believe. It's a good number, so chances are I have actually made a guide for them. But if not, and even if I did, typically what I like to do when I want to learn a new one is try them out myself, see what are their bread and butter combos, what is the general strategies and general play style of that specific character. Now obviously I am somewhat of a high level player, so I know like kind of how everyone functions, but even if you don't, what I would recommend is just look up what is that character supposed to do. There are a lot of resources, a lot of character discords. You will find a lot of information on how that specific character wants to function. So at least you will have a basic rough idea on what you're looking into. And I will also highly recommend playing an archetype that you're not comfortable with. A lot of people will play secondaries who play the same. And I do think this is I don't think this kinda make you grow as a player. So if, for example, if you are a Minat player, I don't think you will learn that much playing Poison or like Folk, right? You do want to play a secondary that is completely different, like say Kami. So having a general idea of what the game plan is, that is the starting blocks, and obviously the combos and the general neutral of the character, what you would like to do. Now it will take time. You don't just pick up someone and suddenly you're winning left and right. You will lose. You will start losing a lot, but what is really important is fighting the urge to switch off to people that will beat you, that you know you can beat with your main. Because overcoming that ego trip is the hardest thing about learning a new character, and I do believe this is the part that makes most people quit, right? You have these players that you beat all the time with your main, now you're fighting with a character you're not that comfortable with, and now you're losing to them, you feel bad about it, maybe they're gonna be annoying about it, maybe teabag you or annoy you, so yeah, that can get a little bit rough, but make sure to fight that urge. It is normal to lose early on, you're gonna win later as you're getting more comfortable with that character. Now another thing that is really important is know which players to watch, because let's say for example that you are a silver player or a gold player, right? And let's say that you're trying to learn Guile. I wouldn't watch Daigo to learn Guile if I'm in that bracket of skill level, right? Because the people you're gonna be fighting are not the same as the people that Daigo is fighting. And it's really important to know this. And this is why I struggled with a character like Sakura, because I have seen so many Sakura players on high level, and I kinda had easier time with Sakura once I got past Diamond. But in the early going, in like the gold, platinums and stuff, I was really struggling with her because I didn't know how to fight the randomness that happens in that skill bracket. So say if you're silver and you wanna learn, let's say you wanna learn Blanca, right? Take a look at how gold Blancas are playing. Or, you know what? Take a look at someone who's like a rank or 2 ranks above you, and this should give you a rough idea on what you need to learn with that character. Don't go too high with your expectations, don't go looking at pro level play for ways to improve, because honestly they are just playing different games. So you have to keep it realistic at that. And even I, myself to be honest, I don't really look at Daigo that much because the players I'm facing are not the players that Daigo are playing against. Obviously I can take a look at some of the things he's doing, but I don't try to play like he does, because I'm not fighting the people he fights. And that is pretty much it. Learning, copying from others, and just giving yourself the time and the space to do so. Take it easy, try to play in a stress-free environment, because that actually helps. I see so many players who dive into rank with their secondaries, they will lose points, they will get discouraged, and now they have kind of a toxic mindset in trying to learn this new character, so it can be difficult. Obviously points matter, especially online in this game, and it can be really brutal. And that is pretty much it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Twitter page, the Discord page. There is also a Twitch page that I know I haven't been streaming for a while, but I do plan on getting back into a consistent streaming schedule soon. And obviously there is the Patreon page as well. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.